All right, I know I know this one's kind of late, but I wanted to do it anyway. I want to talk a little bit about where I'm selling stuff at now, and I have enough coins to the side there that if I go and search them right now, you guys can see the value of them. Um, like example, I have plans on selling like all of my, basic currency that's just a little bit more valuable for people to have. So they can purchase it off of me at a little higher rate than what the value of the actual quarter is. Because, when I go to the market, the actual people I'm trading off and buying right now, they're kind of at a spot where they have too much of what I had. So I would like to, I'm building a market right now on OfferUp and eBay and places such as that, so that way I can so that way I so that way I can keep doing what I'm doing. Now, even if this doesn't work out for me here, I'm going to try to go to other places because I know that if I go to an actual market, like a flea market or something, and put money down and build a table, I can make some money off of it, you know. And it's not only that, gold's doing extremely well right now. Gold shot up like $40 over the weekend. So at this point, it's all about, just knowing what to do for me to do. So I know I said that backwards, but I also wanted to talk a little bit about something I did on Sunday that actually really helped me get the thing, you know, as I advertised here. I got the Charizard card this past weekend, which I still have, and I've been carrying it around in my wallet. This is my wallet actually. I put everything in here, and my coins are in here. Just easy to carry around. I carry it around because I'm part Native American, so this is, you know, made by my heritage, of course. Um, but when I can put stuff in here. So the thing that I carry around is my Charizard card. Now, I am really, really happy with this, but there are actual, people that don't understand the market of certain things, so they give me a hard time about it or they poke at me about it. Now, it hasn't been happening here much, but there are people that's just like, you really carry that around? Yes, I carry it around because it's my favorite card I've gotten so far. If, example, if I get something better than this, I'm probably going to end up carrying that around, but I really, really like this card, and to keep this card safe, carry it around, kind of like, I'm not hurting anybody by carrying it around. And and this came from a guy who was wearing a Dragon Ball shirt with Goku on the front and then wearing a Zelda lanyard. I'm like, you're one to talk. So I turned around and I showed him an image of my silver piece, my coin. And I told him, I was like, this thing is like worth 20 bucks. And the look on his face dropped from being arrogant to being annoyed. Because at that point, him being a nerd and buying nerdy culture stuff, it's cool. Yes, don't get me wrong, but it has no real value to it until you have it for years on end. Gold, silver, things like that have more value to them. That's why I'm so invested in the market right now. And people get confused about that. They're like, this guy was really horrible with money. What happened? A pretty simple technique. You 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 take some coins, small amount of coins, trade them for, you know, depending on what you have. You take coins, you take them to a person who's selling it, and if it's rare stuff, they'll take it off your hands. And then you got yourself a trade. And I did it with two items. I did it with my silver piece and my first gold back. And if I can do that, so can anybody else in the world. A lot of people are missing the value in actual things like this dollar piece right here. This dollar piece I put up just recently on the internet. This gold dollar piece that's done really, really good, you know, uncirculated value because it looks very nice. If you keep coins looking nice, and they're very shiny, people are going to be more than likely to buying them off you because it's not as circulated. It's very uncirculated. Like I have an Abe Lincoln off of there, which I searched. A gold dollar Abe Lincoln? That thing, the first one that pops up is like a $500 offer, person selling it for 500. I'm not going to sell it for 500, but I'm going to look at the value and be like, okay, well, what can I sell this at? And when I sell these coins off, depending on what they are, like I'm mainly trying to stay in a pretty decent range. So you can acquire that gold coin I just showed you, that gold dollar piece I just showed you for like $3. I placed it up on OfferUp. I tried to put it on eBay, but eBay is being a jerk. They want I gotta get an actual number again. But I'm gonna start doing stuff like that so it's more so the people that actually want it can purchase it off of me for a little bit less value than the market is running. Like if I look at that same coin, which I will do for you right now, that same coin. Let me put my this down. Let me make sure nothing is up. Okay, my Twitter's up. All right, so we're just gonna look at what is his name? All right, Zachariah Taylor. Okay, Zachary Taylor. All right, I'm gonna look up that same coin for you guys and show you the actual value it's running on the internet. All right, so now this is the 2009 coin that I'm talking about. Now, if I go here and I pull, uh, my screen down for you guys. So let's move my screen down here. Now, as you can see in the background, you can already see the price on that coin. That's uncirculated. But that coin, that specific coin I just showed here that I'm offering for $3, runs at that person's selling at 56.69. So now let me do something here. This is why I'm doing it at the value, because what I'm doing, and see, I could sell that thing off for even higher. I could go 325 for it. I could go 450. I could actually essentially sell this thing off at like $5, $6. And if nobody buys it, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna let it sit here and gain the value off of it. In fact, I'm gonna go and buy plastic bags to put these things in so air doesn't touch them, because that's what really affects the coin and its look. If you take a silver coin, okay, a brand new silver coin, over the course of time, if it touches your hands, gets oil on it, or it even what else? If it's in the air a lot, it's gonna devalue. Well, it's not gonna look as nice. The some value is still gonna be there, but it's not gonna look as nice. I've been watching these guys who are called couch collectables, which we'll go and look at them then. But this is like what I'm doing here. I'm trying to sell it at a reasonable price so you guys out there can buy the coin off of me, because the highest amount, this guy's looking for 272. And and some of you would be like, well, I don't believe it. Well, you got to go and do your research a little bit. Now, some of these guys, like this guy here and whatnot, 5,000, nobody's gonna buy it off you for 5,000, buddy. Like, if I had a really rare coin and I knew I had a really rare coin, which those coins, actually people look for those, I would essentially go to I need to find a coin shop, but the coin shop people are hard to work with. Now, sometimes they're very hard to work with, sometimes they're easy. It depends on who you talk to and who you make connections with. That's all it really is. That's all this really is me making connections with people in markets that I never made connections with before. And if I really wanted to be a jerk, I could be like, I'm gonna sell this thing off at like 60, $70 for you guys. But I'm trying to keep it at a reasonably low price, because looking at everything here, These are the values of it kept in a package. This one's not in a package. And he's trying to sell it off at 150 pre-owned. So when you think about it, if you think I'm being outrageous with my prices, I am really not. I'm actually being really reasonable with with the prices I'm putting them at. I might even raise it up to $60, 70, just to see if people will actually buy it. Because, when you go and you click on this, I want to see how many bidders he has, because let's visit the site. So, okay. Uh, I want to see how many bidders is on this. All right, let's just go and type that name of that coin into the actual search. Because they're all from 2009. So the reason you saw the other dates is because that's the dates they put onto the coin sometimes itself. So if I go and let's just say I search that, it's all 2009. See these prices? And then let's go over to auction. Now, some of these guys aren't going to have bidders, but like, this is why this is why a lot of people, sometimes their prices are outrageous, and this is why I put it at the price I do. I'm trying to keep it at a price, and none of these people are actually bidding. And there's a lot of people out there that don't understand the value of actual currency right now, and that's the other problem with this market. Is this market's kind of it's there, but it's very, very limited to people who go and try to find it. Like example, if you really want to find a market in anything, you go and find it. Now, the one market that drives me nuts the most is the Nike shoe market. The Nike shoe market and honestly, I think it's a scam because you're selling an article of clothing for so much more when there's people out there that could want that article of clothing and wear that article of clothing. Like $500, 5K for some Nikes is ridiculous. With coins and currency, I see it as different because this is actually useful. And if you go to the right people, find the right buyer, you can seriously make some money off of it. And, I don't have a lot of people. I haven't really looked at my whatnot. I mean, not my whatnot, but like, if I go now and show you on my phone, hold on, let me go to find it on my account. This guy here, he's awesome to follow on Twitter. He always has some really cool finds. All right, so right here, I posted it up. I might even raise the price up on this a little bit because now that I see, but ships for 449. Okay, and so I'm looking for a buyer close to home. But this is where you'll find it um, on there. So, all right, let's see. But when I look at the app, the Offer Up app, I can tell you how many people right now have viewed that coin. Nobody's made an offer yet. And like I said, the coin market, the gold and silver market, things like that are very, very, they're tough right now because nobody's really involved in it. They're more involved in things like Pokemon. So I have like 20 views on this coin right now. Which reality, 20 views is a heck of a lot because people genuinely, are looking at this and being like, okay, well, is this something I would want for this amount? Now, like I said, I just showed you guys the value of what it was what it was going for on eBay, and it's going for some pretty high amounts. So that's why I'm rating it like I am. I might go a little bit higher just because I want to try to make as much as I can off of it. Maybe like, $5 what might be my max limit. I don't know. I have to sit down and think about it. But like, everything over here is gonna go and sell. Like these wheat pennies, these very, very old wheat pennies. I'm planning on actually selling them off very, very soon at like, I want to say, $3 a piece because they're so old. It's just how I'm doing this. Like, my 1940 nickel right here, which I'm gonna be putting in plastic soon. This is gonna go for like $4 or $5. So because of how much age it has attached to it. 1940 is a long, long time ago. You know, it just that's the way I'm looking at the market right now. The market's not in the greatest state, but there's people that will buy this stuff. You know, I know it exists and I found it, so that's why I'm kind of just doing things the way I'm doing them. And I want to get on here in a little bit and talk about it because you're gonna see more posts from me from that offer up page or from my offer up, and the shipping on it's gonna be might be kind of high, but the value you're gonna get out of the coin later on in life is gonna be a lot more than that for whatever that you're paying for. So whether you think I'm like whether whatever you think I'm doing, You know, no, it's not about what you think I'm doing. It's about like, do you think it's worth it? And even if you don't think it's worth it, that's like me saying, well, I don't think Nike's really worth the amount that people want for Nikes. The Nike market is very, very, it's very, very, it's not a very good market. It's not a very good market at all. I asked somebody who said they wanted to start selling Nikes. I'm like, how'd your Nike song go? And they were like, oh, it didn't go so well. I was like, that's, kind of where we're at with, things like Nikes. You know, Clothing should never sell past a certain point. Even designer clothing, that stuff should not sell past, you know, if I go to a store and see, $1,000 jacket, and I look a little bit further and I see, a discounted jacket. I'm going to choose the discount jacket if it looks as nice as the other one because that's just how I am. I like to save my money. And all these coins I'm trying to sell off right now, this money is going to go to a metal detector so I can go find more metals. So I can go find, more coins from the ground instead of finding them, everywhere else. You got to think about that kind of stuff. It's cool to think about how like you can go to a place with the metal detector and find, junk in the ground and sometimes find like diamond rings and stuff like that. You gotta think about that kind of stuff. And that stuff's very, very cool. And that's why I'm so like into this market right now. And not only that, like the last time we looked at it, um, like last time I looked at it 2 days ago, the value in gold backs. Hold on. So the value in the one gold back, I might need to send that to myself and then explain what I'm getting at here. All right, I wonder if I deleted it from yesterday. So I might still have it. No, I don't. All right, so the gold backs like 2 days ago weren't. They were at like, I believe. I'm trying to think. They were like 30, 535. Okay, so in the past 2 days, or no, they were at 530. The past 2 days, they went up to like they went up like 10, 11 cents, which is really, really good. And I watch the market like every day. So gold is getting back up there. Like gold is getting to its place it was before before the downfall of that big downfall that happened. In fact, if we go look at it right now, gold is like doing really well. And I keep an eye on this chart mainly because I have gold right now too. I have silver. So you keep an eye on these charts and you see where it's at. So let me refresh this. So, all right, let me. Let me drop this down again. Oh, not that one. All right. So we're back at the gold chart. Let me move my camera over a little bit so we can look at it because I'm having trouble getting this camera into a spot. Let me actually do this. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna shrink myself down and I'm gonna put myself right up here. All right. So now you can see everything better the way it is. Now, gold right now is at it's at plus 22 cents. And the red usually means negative, but it's not really in a negative right now. It's not, you know, I think it starts going up once it hits the full dollar mark. Once it hits that full dollar mark, it starts to go up. And then you'll see it go to green. Like when you come over here. Now this is today. It went up by like, as you can see here, it went up by $15.84. Okay. That's how much gold's been going up. In fact, over the weekend, when we came back Monday, it shot up by like 40 bucks, I want to say, and it's been doing this all week where it's just going up. So this week has been good if you own gold. And same thing for silver. If you come over and you look at the silver chart, okay? Let's see. Now, silver as of this week hasn't been doing it's been doing better. It finally reached past the $31 mark, which is good. But it's also really like it didn't really gain too much today. Like if we go into the live right now, I can guarantee you it's still in that. So it's plus 2 cents. Okay, so it's doing good right now. It just you have to kind of keep an eye on it throughout the day. That's the point of like having things like gold as stock and stuff like that, so that way you can see where you stand and how much your silver is at the time or how much your gold is at the time. And, another way to check how much gold is for the day. Now, I always do this every single day since the past week. I've been doing this quite frequently every single day now because after a certain point of the day, it doesn't, it'll, in Utah time, after it reaches like 10 o'clock, you can see the outcome of what the gold back's going to be for the day. So, gold back. And I'll just hit this. And if we go here, all right, so it's at for one gold back right now. It dropped down from what the original price was. But I want to see. All right, gold back. So the exchange rate. So right now, I look at this thing like every single day. And wait a minute. So that was yesterday. Oh no, okay. So I did take a picture of it today. So yeah, that's today. Yesterday it was at 41, so it went up by like 4 cents. See, and then this down here, it'll go up, but the numbers will it'll go up a lot. And so like it'll go up by a full dollar sometimes and all that. And get watching this over the course of time is really cool. Is because you can like I snapshot it today. Okay, what I might do is I might hold on to the snapshots for like a couple weeks and see what the progression is and see how much I've gained off of a gold back like each week. Now, I know this market you get paid when the market goes up, you get paid a little bit each day. All right? And I'm trying to remember. There's another website where you can actually put money in. I'm trying to remember. It isn't Texas Metals. It's something else. I forget what the name is. Where you put money into the stock market for gold and then you let it gain and sit. And then every time you do it, after a while, you can check out with an actual piece of gold or silver and have it shipped to you, which is really, really awesome when it comes down to it. I don't like doing it that way. I really don't like the. I really don't like, I know I'm part of the stock market right now, but I didn't order any of this stuff. So my name isn't actually embedded really in any of this gold right now. I bought it through a local person who owns the gold backs and who I bought it from. So that's on in the reality of it. I didn't actually put my name into anything stock related. It's just I'm part of the market because I own the gold in this picture. Now I've showed you guys my gold backs. They're sitting in the case over there. I'm not gonna pull them out. But right now, what I plan on doing is this coming week. So I'm gonna take my 5 gold backs and I'm gonna actually trade them out to get one of these $5 gold back. So I have a bigger gold back later on in the near future. Maybe next Sunday I'll have another gold back. Like I'm gonna have a bigger piece of silver and a better gold back. And so the way I've been doing this to make more money out of it all, and the reality, the truth is the best way to do it is you buy something. Okay, let's just say you could take this card and after you bought this card, hold on to it for a little bit till you have the money saved up. Then go back to that same seller and trade off for the bigger one, like a more valuable one. And that's the way I kind of do it here. Like with coins and currency, it's kind of the same, okay? So you got like, it's kind of like trading out like let's just say you go to the store. You have 4 quarters, okay? The 4 quarters accumulate to $1. You trade those 4 quarters in, you have $1 then. All right. And then you save that dollar for the next week. You get another dollar in your pocket. You go back, well, you can't even trade at that point. But let's just say you save that $1 and you take some of your money from the week and you put $4 more along with that dollar. You can trade out for a $5. And that's pretty much how I've been doing this. And that's the best way to do this trade in this market. Now, it's a very it's been a very good lesson for me to learn because a lot of my money now is in stuff like this instead of being in stuff that's kind of pointless to have. Like, no offense, when I bought this thing for a little over $100. I can't get $1 out of it right now if I traded it. But if I went and sold it, I could probably get like a small amount, like $20 out of it. And these even sell off at 10. And this is just a Chromebook. That's why, you gotta watch what you invest your money in because you could be buying something you think that you could be buying something very, very expensive and not get the same value out of it later. So you want to buy something, if you want to get value out of things, you want to buy something that you know is going to have value later on, that you know you can take back to the market, and later on it's going to go up in value, like this card. Like I know for a fact that later on this card is going to go up in price. Like I looked at the market for that and I forget what the value of it was the other day, which I might start keeping track of it because every day it goes up. So let me click and see. So it went within a day, it went down a little bit, which I'm fine, my whole collection. But the one card that still remained on top and it's still going up in price is my Charizard right now. It just it just dropped down like a penny, which again I'm okay. At least I thought it did. No, I must have been imagining things. All right, so it's at 8.86, okay? $8.86. So tomorrow I could wake up in the morning. Now I checked the cards, the value of the cards like, all right, let me zoom in and explain. So I checked the value of the cards a couple times a day to see if the value of it changes. And what I'm noticing is that the Charizard card is the only one that doesn't really budge. It's and I think I wish I could see an actual like the actual date of when this was. So like about a month ago, it was at 707, and then took a whole entire month for it to go up in price. Now, I'm expecting this thing to go up in price eventually again, because you know that's the way it is. The market a little while ago for it was like in the $15 range, so it wasn't at the lowest price, but it's still it still was worth the buy in. Pretty happy I got it. Um, as for the Pokemon market, it's not naturally my thing, but I've met people involved in it, and it's been one of those things I've kind of taken a liking to. Do I know how long I'm gonna keep doing it? I'm probably gonna keep doing it for forever now, because I know that even with a little bit, no matter what you do, even starting now, this card game has been popular since it came out, and it's been continuously going on. It hasn't died off once. All right. I can't think of one card game besides, like, let's just say Magic the Gathering that has actually died off. And Magic the Gathering hasn't died off though. Magic the Gathering has it had its underground crowd for a little while, and then when it went mainstream, I didn't care for it. Okay. Now, the Pokemon community, I don't play the cards like I did with Magic the Gathering. It's just more of a collecting hobby for me. And I really, really actually enjoy just collecting it. I really enjoy collecting, and I really enjoy just looking at the designs and the artwork on it. And that's why I got into the hobby again. I didn't get into it for like, being, I have my one Pokemon that I like, which is Lucario. But I'm not gonna go all out. Like, I'm not gonna buy other Pokemon merchandise. I do have one idea though that I want to do something with, and this is something I thought it'd be cool, but I don't know if I'm gonna actually do it. I need to buy the other stuff, but this right here is something I got for my job. Okay, so I got this thing for my job. It's an ornament you hang on a tree. But what I want to do with it, and this is just an idea I had, is take this, have a light glow up through the bottom, attach a light to it, and then put put up a toy Pokemon in there and have it put resin up top, and then let it sit, and then put resin or whatever it is you know around it and all that to fill it up the rest of the way. And then you'll have yourself a really cool, you know, how do I want to say it? Something really a really cool project that I put together, and that would be something ideally that I would find really really cool, and that's something I plan on doing. I actually was thinking about it today because my friend from work, he picked up something today, and then he got this like really 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 interesting, like he got he got a Gengar eraser out of it, which I don't know too much about, but he got this Gengar eraser out of it, and then I was like, that would be cool if you stuck that in like this, and then put a bunch of resin around it, see, just have it float in there. Like, I don't know. So I'm hoping I can make the idea come to fruition, but we'll see. That thing there is going to be held for something like that. I'm planning on doing a project like that with that thing. But I'll actually try to do it, Mendez. It's just something that this thing here, I keep seeing these at work. I'm like, man, I like those, but I don't have the stuff to do anything with them. So I'm probably gonna be doing that. I might actually encase it with like the gray metal look behind it to make a light shine down and shine up in to make it look like it, and maybe get Mewtwo in there or something. Just because that's what that reminded me of when Mewtwo was in that capsule in the first movie. So, but yeah, that's but that's why I've been that's why I've been collecting lately. It's more or less, collecting things like gold and silver, and then collecting the Pokemon cards have really, you know, the money is there. You just have to find a market. And the market's there. It's just you have to I would probably have to go set a stand up at a market to make any money out of some of the stuff I'm trying to sell. Because the market is there. It's really, really hard to come by people that, understand that you know, there's value in gold and silver, and there's value in coins that, people don't know about. Like, I showed it off earlier, but that dollar coin runs for a hell of a lot more than what I want to sell it at. So I'm taking offers right now and offer up. So that's all I can do right now until I get a phone number and set myself up for with the phone again. But I got into these new hobbies mainly because I didn't I kind of don't game anymore. I stopped gaming, and what it showed me is that a lot of the gaming community is just it's a rough community that's not enjoyable anymore. And I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot of people that are like shying away from the video game community because of how rough it is right now and how many people have just, I don't use the term woke a lot, but it has gone very woke. It has become stale also because all the games, you know, are they have a political agenda in them. There's not a game out right now that has very many, I can't really think of any because I'm not in the video game community anymore, fortunately, unfortunately. But it's one of those things that like there's other stuff for me to do besides, besides video gaming. Like collecting Pokemon cards is one of my favorite hobbies right now. I'm gonna keep doing it, And I'm already talking to somebody who's planning on selling me a bunch of other cards that I don't know if he has them in his closet or not, but he says he has them, so I'm hoping he does have them. Hoping he does have them so I can get them. But give me a second, I gotta put my charger in. But I'm gonna stick to these two things because these two things have been quite beneficial for me. And I have a whole bunch of loose change I've set to the side, mainly because of the realizing the value of it. And again, after I made the first trade, it was done for. And a lot of people are not aware of how that works. So let's go over to a channel that I like watching. And and the way this channel works is it takes your average pennies and all that, and that's why I look at the value the way I do. So I want to show you guys that. But I need a microscope for this kind of stuff. So I'm gonna try to work on getting a microscope and getting a metal detector here at some point to go actually coin hunting. So, um, yeah, let's go over to YouTube. Nope, that's me sharing my stream. I don't need that up anymore. All right, so this guy right here, he's pretty interesting to watch. Hang on.
Nickels and pennies. They show you all the dates to look for double dies on, key dates, other varieties to look for, every single different coin. Pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, half dollars. So if you guys want them, they are tagged to the screen, available right now in the TikTok shop. Get your coin roll hunting cards. That way, you don't have to take your coin roll hunting mats with you on the go. You got something small. Everything that's on the coin roll hunting mats, which are nice and soft for your coins, and you can also get on the screen. We have it broken down into coin cards. That way you guys can put these in your purse or your wallet and take them with you on
I
the
want to get a
go. So
set of
let me know
those
if you guys
because I
find a
can really
rare
use those
one that
right
is
now.
listed on one of these cards. Want to find a rare coin? All you have to do is get these coin roll hunting cards. All 5 come together as a
I like
bundle.
how he's
Half
just like,
dollars, quarters,
want to
dimes,
find a
nickels.
rare coin? So there's other stuff this channel does. Like he talks about like some really cool stuff just to look for in coins. So I mean I'm gonna go back and kind of show you guys. So let's see. Uh, this is how you should. This is why I said everybody should get invested in silver.
This is what 20 ounces of silver looks like right here, my friend. All right, you guys want to start investing in silver today? Hit the link in the comments below or the link in my profile. Start investing because this tends to hold its value over time. The dollar, not so much. This is what 20 ounces of silver looks like right here, my friend. All right, you guys want to...
Yeah, the American dollar is like it's devaluing, and I've been saying that. It's because I mainly blame that. Yeah, so I mainly blame the American dollar devaluing, mainly because of crypto. Now, I'm gonna actually go and invest in crypto here in the near future. I have a plan of doing that. Something I thought of, and I was like, well, at some point I gotta try it out just to see how well it does. I'm just gonna test it out and see how it all goes. But that's why I got kind of involved in it so much because after being explained more about it, it got me wanting to be more involved. Now, it's stuff like this here that
Whoa,
he
look at
talks
what I
about.
found there. This penny sold for $140 at auction. Here's what you want to look for. All right, so underneath the date, you see the D Mint mark that stands for the Denver Mint. Now, you want to get your coin microscopes out. I have those available at the link in my bio in the comments below, whatever you want to pick. You want to look for this with your coin microscopes, all right? That is a repunched D Mint mark. Now, that is another example of the repunched D Mint mark on the 1968 penny. So never pass up a 1968 penny with a D Mint mark before checking for the RPM, repunched mint mark. Oh, look at what I found there. This penny sold for $140.
So yeah, as you can see, I've been paying attention to stuff like that. I need a few more items to actually, get really into it because I need a coin magnifying glass, a coin microscope, and then I need those cards, which I'm sure I could find them anywhere online. But that's mainly what got me involved in that. So if you're interested in more about what it is I'm talking about here, this guy here has a lot of really awesome insight, and he also has connections to like Instagram and Twitter and all that. And it's just that's kind of where that's kind of what I've been doing lately is finding like some people in the coin market that are insightful in this stuff so I can go and learn a little bit more about it. And that's why I've been like into it so much. And so like between me watching the charts and me learning about it, it's been a very interesting, I want to say month. All right. So it went down to 12 cent by 12 cents, but I'm not too worried about it because it doesn't affect the there it went up again. So that's awesome. We might go back up to 7 again. I know overnight it's gonna explode again. I know I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. It's gonna be like a little over $10 in there again, which is what it's been doing quite frequently. So, but yeah, if you're really interested in these things, you just really gotta do your research, understand what you're looking at, and learn from there. It's all about keeping an open mindset to things, and just in fact, here's how. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. So the market this morning, or that's from 4 hours ago. Is that today? I believe that was today. It says 4 hours ago. All right, let me refresh. So yeah, it goes up by $22 each day almost. Where's my other one? Because I've been doing this like every single day almost. So like yesterday, it went up by like $42, which is incredibly insane of how much that went up. So That's the thing is like when you don't have. That's why I don't have service on my phone. Well, I don't have service on my phone, so I can't look at everything all day long. Otherwise, I'd be looking at this chart all day long. I'd be flipping between this. You know, I also would watch the silver. I would also watch, go to my gold backs. They change once a day. So, and then also I'd be keeping an eye on my cards, and then crypto would be the next thing. Which I'm curious right now, what is crypto at? Because it's been climbing lately. How much did you make out of crypto though when you were doing it? Yeah, it's been climbing pretty good lately. Like, okay, so what are we looking at here? Right now we're looking at the 1 year. Okay, so let's look at the 1 day. Huh, it went down a good bit. It went down, but it's like bouncing back up. So with gold, it's been on repeat from before. Okay, so let's go back to the gold chart, and I'm gonna show you. Like, all right, I think it was the last election it did it, because there was a guy like actually talking about how like let's say go back 5 years. So apparently gold did this before, where it like really took a steep dive. So as you can see here, it took a steep dive on November the 8th of 2022, and we're 2 years later, so October 23rd. So it always takes a steep dive around, it always takes a dive around the October and November. Okay, so that's what I'm picking up on. So March of 2021, it took a dive again, and that's in a 5 year radius. So wow, I didn't realize you could go back that far all time. It's been so was at 36 bucks one at one point. Wow, you can just see it climbing. That's pretty awesome to see over the course of the years. Not gonna lie, I made big money, but could have made a crazy amount if I stayed patient. It was during the GameStop and Dodge boom during the pandemic. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are telling me. A lot of people tell me to put a little bit of money in, and then just leave it set. And then apparently, over the course of time, it like really gains money. Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. So, in the future, I do plan on investing in it. So, but it's one of those things you have to kind of be patient with it. So, so yeah, that's what I've been doing with this lately. And then on top of it, the cards and all that have been a big play. The thing is, like a lot of people don't understand how good everything's been going for me because of because of all this. Um, you know, people thought at first it was just like this bad idea that I was doing, and then I come to realize it wasn't as bad as what everybody was making it out to be. You know, when you know you have a good idea, you just keep following it, and then you see that outcome later on, and you see how good, things actually will get over the course of time, as opposed to like what happens if you wouldn't have listened to that person, or if you wouldn't have listened to those people telling you not to do that. you know that's it's all about listening to your inner instinct and that realizing you have something good out of it, as opposed to like listening what everybody else says. Because I sat there and listened to what everybody else says, I would kind of like be in a spot where I wouldn't be doing anything at all if I sat there and honestly listened to like what everybody told me. So, and that's kind of where I'm at right now, is like, you know making these decisions for myself and letting them sit and see if they're good ideas, because that's how I learn everything. So otherwise you wouldn't be learning it, and otherwise that's the best way to do it, because it's all about learning and understanding, and seeing how things play out, as opposed to you know as opposed to how as opposed to what would happen if you didn't let them play out. So, and that's where a lot of people do end up thinking I'm wrong about a lot of stuff. But I go by instinct normally, and my instinct is normally very, very good. So it's because people genuinely don't. Okay, so you know, people genuinely don't want to believe that things that certain people do are good ideas. For example, when I first told people that I was buying coins and stuff like that, they didn't want to believe they didn't want to believe that I was like, I understood what I was doing. They didn't want to believe that, there was a person that genuinely was selling, silver coins down at the market for me to just go and buy. You know, they didn't want to believe that it was all, they just didn't want to believe that I was gonna start doing well here. Then it's because in the past, they kind of like took what they learned about me in the past. And to be honest, I'm gonna explain a little something to you. The company what I was at in Florida, I had stock with them. I did. I had stock with them. I was disappointed to leave, but when I was in Florida, I had no other option. My landlord wasn't fixing anything. You saw like the last few weeks before I left that things just weren't very great for me. So I left. And I even asked my manager, I was like, hey, I'm probably about to leave this place. What can I do to take that stock out? And that guy there, he didn't answer me. He didn't bother to answer me. He told me, oh, you can't do it. So I'm like, if nobody's going to give me answers, then you guys are just literally being jackasses to me. Yeah, it's like nobody was telling me in Florida what to do, or how to handle things, or how to go about things. In Florida, I mean, in Texas here, I have a lot more people explaining things to me and teaching me the ropes of stuff, and having me realize that in the long run, you can have a lot of money out of these things if you just keep building up a little bit. You know, when when I know that I can build up on something like gold, okay? People at first may think it's a bad idea, but when people start seeing you have actual silver and gold in your hands, and they realize that you're doing well, they stop talking about it, or actually thinking that it's a bad idea at some point. And that's why I genuinely don't like say anything anymore, because most of my ideas have been nothing but great ideas. You know and knowing those people have helped me tremendously, getting to know those people and making those connections in you know these communities that I didn't even really know existed to beginning at the beginning. So at the end of the day, I'm doing good in all places in my life. I am even in a spot where I'm like going and, you know, literally working out. almost every single day and things like that. So I just got done working out before I even like came into the stream. So that's how I look at it is like when I was in Florida, everybody was just talking shit. Everybody was just talking shit. But in Texas, there might be people, you know, thinking I'm gonna do horrible, but in reality, in the return of it, it's been pretty great. It's been really really good, and I can't be more thankful than I am right now. There's a few things I still want to fix, but I'm not really unhappy with things right now to the point where like to a point where I'm just so unhappy that I want to leave. I actually don't want to leave. I actually like where I am. I just want to build up more money and get a place of my own because that's what I would like to do one day. But when it comes down to it, you just have to look at what you have and be like, am I happy here? Is this what I want to do? Am I putting my money in the right place? Am I doing, a lot of great stuff? And normally, your first instinct is usually the one you want to go with. It's not that overthinking stuff. When you overthink stuff, that's when you normally miss out on an opportunity that might be good for you. And the opportunities that might be good for you aren't always connected to other people. If, you know, there are people that are really, really difficult in the world and don't want to, work with you. And then there's people that realize you have potential. And so they go and try to work with you. And it depends on who you're conversing with and who you're communicating with and who you're getting involved with. You know, like the people at work. They know that I'll go to work if I need. They know that I'll go to work if I'm needed to, you know, and I'm reliable and stuff like that. But if I wasn't reliable, I wouldn't be doing good and I wouldn't even be here now. So the when a lot of people were thinking that I wasn't gonna do good, I showed them a lot differently. So and like today was probably the best thing that ever happened to me in the world. And it was so simple. Okay. So we're not off at my job on Thanksgiving. All right. And this is one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me. All right. So everybody at my job, they get together during the holidays. And this is the first time I've ever experienced this coming from a very, very small company. But they all get together and they have a dinner. Okay. So at 11 o'clock today, I, you know, I took my portion of the food down, which were two pies. Everybody else cooked food and took it in. And it was the greatest thing I've ever seen coming from a small company full of people who just help each other, you know? And that's how I know that there are people in the world that are genuinely good people that like to help others. It wasn't until I got here that I saw that because everybody in Florida thought I was just a fucking jerk and wasn't a good person. And I get here and people start to realize that I'm not a horrible human being after all, that I'm actually a really humble and down to earth human being that is really, really nice if you do the correct stuff. The thing is they most people think they know everything, but the truth is they don't like to teach. So when they don't like to teach, what happens? Because when you like to teach, you're giving knowledge to the person that really, really wants it and wants to learn from you. So now, my gold and silver seller, I look at that guy, I'm like, that guy is a very, very, you know, he's a very good person and he's very good at what he does. The man owns two businesses. One is selling the silver and gold, and the other one is a woodworking business, a shop business, if you know. And then my friend who got me involved in Pokemon, he does silver trades. He has Pokemon cards that are over $1,000 right now. And then on top of it, he goes to work at a job that I do. All right. Dude's doing good. He's doing very good. He has like over 2K in Pokemon right now, which is incredible. And he has I forget how much he said in gold and silver, but he's doing good right now. And then I made another friend who is at the, who sells Pokemon cards for a living. I don't know if he does something else on the weekdays, but I look up to these people. I look to these people as like successful people. These aren't YouTube people that are just blowing smoke up our ass. These are actual real life physical people doing real life things that taught me the ropes and taught me even more than what I wanted to learn. And it's been inspiring. It's been very, very inspiring to me. And when I meet people like that that have something to teach me, I accept the knowledge normally because accepting the knowledge will lead me to better things. And when you go out of your way and you're willing to learn and people see that, what do? They teach you a lot of stuff. And like that penny collector on there, I'd probably ask him for all sorts of knowledge until knew enough about it, and I would probably still go to him and ask because he knows more about it than I do. And that's the purpose of what YouTube is all about. But not only YouTube, it's about going out and actually meeting people that are into things you're into and learning from them. That's what the whole thing is about. And that's what more and more people need to do. They need to stop pretending like they know everything because, let's face facts. How many people are there on YouTube that in your comment section or on YouTube in general in communities that act like they know everything? There's a lot. And a majority of those people don't even know what the hell they're talking about half the time. So, if I can see the guy telling me that a coin is worth $3,000 and he's the guy that has the microscope looking at it, that's what I was wondering. I was wondering what a double die is, and he showed me what a double die is. It's a double print, which I didn't know existed until like, well, I knew it existed, but I was like, how does it look? And he showed me you got to really, really zoom in on it. And I'm curious now if I have something like that right here, you know? And that's mainly the purpose of what YouTube was supposed to be about. It was supposed to teach us a lot of great stuff. And instead we use this platform for bitching and complaining about movies, Hollywood, comic books, when there's a whole you go outside of the main part of YouTube and you can actually find out that there's a lot of people out there willing to teach you things. And it's an incredible feat that we have knowledge at the tip of our fingers, but we choose not to use that knowledge and we choose to intake all the stuff that people are saying, but the reality of the truth is they probably don't know anything, you know? And that's partly why I treaded my way out of the video game community along with the way I was being treated within that community. It wasn't by you, Mendez, by all means, but it was by a whole bunch of other people in the video game community that just are, you know, I'm gonna openly say, some of them are degenerates because they don't seem to understand how to actually, act normal instead of being obsessed with, let's say, Christianity and stuff like that. Like, or being obsessed with pointing fingers at people and just it was ridiculous. And then I stopped working with technology because it became an expensive thing to do. So that's why I look to the other things I do right now where I'm getting value out of them. And as a guy who was struggling, who was in a who was struggling day to day, who was looking for a form of like income that I could have and set to the side and keep gaining over the course of time, this was that spot for me. This is where I became even more successful than I was. And that's why you see me make those little shorts. You know, I had some people in my comment section on my shorts literally being like, with my first card I really, really liked and showed off, which I'm probably gonna do one after here, either tomorrow or the day after, whatever. But it was a short about how I liked a certain card and I liked the art style of it. But I had a lot of people in that comment section saying, well, that's a fake card. I'm fully aware it's a fake card. I just like the art style. If you guys would have watched it, you would have understood I like the art style. And that's what bothers me about the internet is like somebody's always going to have something to say. And that's just it. Is somebody always has something to say. They don't really have anything knowledgeable to say, but they always have something to say. They have to, put their 2 cents into something that they didn't even care about in the begin with, but they still cared about at that point in time because, you know, they saw they saw that you had a better they saw that you were more happier with that than they were. And that's mainly what YouTube and most of Twitter is all about right now is, people not understanding that what they're doing, they're not happy. There was a YouTuber a few months ago who finally reached like 10K, and I tuned into his stream for just a short bit just to see what he was gonna say. But he came after me on that day, and then he turned around, he went into the stream, and he was like, "Yeah, I got all these channels after me. I'm kind of miserable." And I was like, "That's what you get for being a jerk on this platform. You're going around making problems for people who aren't even causing you problems to begin with, but you just have to have this, you have this little obsession with wanting to be on top of everything, wanting to be, wanting to be the greater power than everything, and it's perfectly fine to want to do well, but you gotta watch. You might be cutting down people that could be great people to you later on. You're cutting people down like that. And that's one of the reasons, again, why I don't bother with the video game community anymore. Because it's just, one, it's too expensive. Two, no value. Three, people can be just jerks. Four, people wanting to be in a space that don't even really care about it to begin with. It's just a bunch of nonsense when it comes down to it at the end of the day. You know, and it's people placing their their ideas of things into that community as well. That's also making it a community I don't want to be a part of right now. I'd rather be looking at coins every night in my bedroom instead of, you know, I have more fun looking at coins than being on a video game. No offense, that's weird, I know, but that's something I have fun with right now. I have more fun looking at Pokemon cards and value in them than I did than I do anywhere else than anything else right now. I know that sounds boring to you guys, but that's just where I'm at right now. People push others out of a community. They find something to do good at, and believe it or not, I've had people come after me over the coin stuff already. Give me a hard time over the coin stuff. And those are people who legit probably don't even have knowledge that they should to be talking down about people. So what I did is I was like, okay, everybody's getting mad about this. Let's try something else. So what did I do? I explained how to tell the difference between silver and nickel and copper. The quarters, nickels, and dimes. I explained how to tell your real silver from it and how you can see the difference. And that did well. I didn't get a comment on that one being saying something stupid or like snide. They didn't even care. And I learned something about all of it too. They don't like you talking about prices on it. They don't like you talking about the value of things. They'll come after you if they see you talking about value inside of your short or something like that. So that's why when you make shorts, you kind of just got to keep it. You gotta keep it to where you're just talking about something on it instead of its value. Because if I go and mention the value of something, somebody out there is gonna have a problem with it. Because everybody has a problem with that kind of stuff. They don't like to know that you're making money off of a product, even though you kind of know it's there because it's all over the internet at that point. I had somebody be like, well, I went to the market the other day. I took my Andrew Jackson's gold dollar coin, and I took it and I got it appraised. The lady at the market was gonna pay me $1.25 for it if I was gonna trade it. She said it would go no more than a little bit more than its face value, which I'm perfectly fine with knowing I have something a little bit more value in my pocket than actually knowing that it's just a dollar. Okay, there are people on the internet that would have looked at that and been like, no, they would have like thrown a fit about it for some odd reason. So that's why my content had changed, but it's still related onto the same thing. So At this point, if I go and talk about another card and they have something to say, I'll be like, I'm just gonna leave. I probably won't even comment to them. I'll be like, look, I don't know what you guys I don't know what you guys have a problem with this time because I tried adjusting it. I'm not gonna go fully changing myself again just for people to be happy because you know what? I've done a lot of changes to these channels to make for people to leave me alone, and they still genuinely just have a reason to make a hard time for me. So at the end of the day, you know, I, I feel like what I've done recently is perfectly fine, and nobody said anything. So if I like the art, that's all they need to know. So, um, but yeah, that's what I've been up to lately, and that's kind of like where I've genuinely found myself, you know, just exploring new things. You know, what I'm selling off here, these coins, if they sell off, it's gonna go towards a metal detector because it's my next step up, so I can go out and find actual coins and stuff like that buried underneath the dirt, and I'll be fine. I go out like literally today. I was walking down the street and I found I do this. I'll pay attention to my surroundings and I'll go and I'll find like a dime on the ground or something. And I'll keep it. I'll literally like keep it and I won't even like. Oh, it's gotta be in here. Yeah, like this was the one I found on the ground today. Now it's all smashed up and scratched, but it's still a dime. The coin rater is gonna rate it that way. So, but yeah, if I you know that's just what I've been doing lately. It's been just been me just picking up coins and stuff like that and just seeing what's out there and finding rare stuff and now I can kind of sell it off on eBay if I really wanted to. Now I know it's not much and it might not press people, but hey, the point of it all is to see if it does anything. The other point of it all is to go to the actual like place, the flea market, and try selling them off at a little bit more of a price. It'll work. For some people it works, some people it don't. You just got to know who you're talking to. You got to know, you got to look your value up. And if I do have the opportunity to go and actually sell in person, I will if these people actually start asking me, well, hey, why is this one this much? I will pull up charts and everything. And that's the other reason why I need a phone soon because if I'm gonna take this stuff to the flea market and try to sell it off, I want people to understand why I'm selling it off, why I'm selling a quarter off at like $5, you know, stuff like that. Because there's a set of quarters right now that have women on the back of it that are worth like it's insane. They're insane amount. Like one at auction sold off like $10,000. So I've been keeping an eye out for it. I think I saw it like once, but they stopped circulating and they stopped circulating and they genuinely I guess they stopped making them too. So that's why like they're so rare right now. There's one right now, a Sacagawea that apparently it's it's an error coin, but I don't understand why it's an error coin because if it's an error coin, how many of those air coins actually got out into the wild like that, and how many people actually have them? And let me see if I can find out. Let me see if I can find the one I'm talking about. Show you guys. So, Sacagawea quarter. All right. So if we look here, let's go to shopping. So that's the dollar coin. That's the dollar coin. All right. So I want to look at the right here. Yep, I have this one. So, and it still looks brand new. So that's why I want to keep. That's why I'm gonna put it and start putting my coins into mini bags if I can, and then selling them off that way. Because looking at some of the value of it, it's insane what some of these people sell their actual coins at. All right, so if we go, let me go back and we'll kind of look at the value of. Hold on. See, like I don't know if I have that one. Yeah, for some reason that one's rare. I don't know why. Don't really understand why it's rare. Because I have this exact same one and there's nothing like off about it. She has two of them. And then if you come over here, you can see like, so that right there, the bicentennial, that has 11 bids on it. I have like six of those, right? Eight of those, I think, right now. And look at how many bids are on that thing. And those are the coins I kept giving off to the guy. Like I literally look at that, 800 bucks. I don't know about 800 bucks, but this thing, all right. Oh, okay. So that's where the mistake is. This is why I say you have to have like a coin microscope, cuz that's a double die right there. That's kind of cool. See, like 1965, unless there's like there's an error on it, so that's the reason it's going really good. I don't have this one, at least I don't think. But yeah. So like right here. What's GPB? Yeah, eBay's like a very it has good stuff on it, but like it's it's a very like hard market to get into. Like I was saying, there's people buying bicentennials. I have like a whole bunch of them right here. I have like eight of them in this bag right here. Should probably try to sell those off because people seem to like those. And what I'll do is I'll buy individual like mini bags for it. $0.77 for that. That's the 40 cents percent silver bicentennial. That's the one I've been looking for. So, okay, so this coin here, I've been looking for this for a while, and out of all my bicentennials, I cannot find one. So if you scroll, let's see. All right, you see this right here? That insinuates that it's silver. If there's an S on the front, it's the bicentennial is always going to be 40% silver, no matter what. And that's what I've been trying to find, but I've had trouble finding bicentennials like that. I wonder how many people actually have bicentennials in their pocket right now. Like, you know, I've been talking about them lately, but it's just like it's gotten to the point where like I've been having trouble finding them lately. So I'm curious now if like people heard me talk about it and they're just not like giving them out. They're not bringing them to the store anymore. Like I have a feeling like I actually inspired people to look at their coins a lot more instead of like actually thinking it's like cash. Like I remember when I first started doing this like 2 weeks ago. See that? Those are nice. 236. 3 bits on this guy. I don't even think. No, this is silver also. See, they're going after the silver ones. Is this one silver? No, this is P. That was minted in Philadelphia, by the way. So like this one's silver. This one's not. He's got 6 bids on this for $1.06. Yep. He's got a D right there. Denver. This one's not either. So there's people actually bidding on these because they really genuinely just want them. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them on offer up. I'm gonna put like I have many. It's like one, and I'll put a price on one. So if that way, if somebody wants to buy them all, they can give me they can give me money for them. I know they're gonna go a little bit more. I know I'm gonna sell them at a little bit more, but like as you can see, most people are selling them off at like $1.06. So if I go and sell them off, see this one's silver, so this one has 2 people bidding on it. See, I would pay 226 for this just because it's silver. All right, let's keep going. See, that one's $1 and it has no bids on it. Reverse double die. All right, he shows us the mistake right there. And see, the only way to see stuff like that is by zooming in with the microscope. He's probably charging the right amount for it because errors on coins, small errors on coins, go for like bank. And I don't believe. All right, see, nope, nothing special. See, so I don't get it. They must be advertising right or something like that because if people are like going in and it's like 60 cents, it makes me wonder a lot about how the seller is advertising it. So, okay, let's check this website out. Oh, okay, so this is his whole like store. Is that gold? No, no. 1909. Yeah, he's selling off like that because of all the accidents. So this penny right here is probably worth a lot. These are real, by the way. Actually, it's weird. I can just go to Walmart's website and actually order a bag of those. Like, I'll show you guys in a second. You can actually go to Walmart and just order a bunch of like steel wheat steel pennies. Yeah, like right there for 25 bucks. You can go ahead and just like get a whole bag of 1943 steel pennies. That's pretty awesome. I would get that. That's crazy. That's the app I use too. This is another one. I've seen a few of these in my life, but like they're so hard to come by. And they're not 24 karat gold. They're actually like a buffalo head nickel. Yeah, there's a. I'm gonna see something here real quick. So 1940 nickel. Okay, what is mine? All right. So yeah, I don't see a mint mark on mine. Which again, the mint mark is the little letter of where it was minted, like the S, the D, the P. And I'm not saying DSP or anything like that. I'm saying S to D to P. I want to check the bids on this because it seems like there might be. All right, so let's see what the bids are on these. So we got one bid right there for the S1. We got one bid right there. These are some of them are uncirculated though. You get the full steps Monticello. So the Monticello is on the back of the coin, which it looks like, can't even say what it is, but like if you turn the coin over, so let's see. He's got the full steps Monticello on there. So I'll show you what it is. So right in here, the steps are all there. On the back of my coin, the steps are not there. They're just kind of like it's kind of like somebody rubbed it on the ground or something too much, and they're just kind of gone. So So if you see full steps on here, that's what that means. And then there's another one where the Monticello. So let's go back to that. Actually, let's click one of these, and we'll go over to the next one. So the top of the build, I think it's the top of the building, if I remember correctly, or this might be on a penny, where like it's like kind of invisible. It isn't attached to the building itself. The roof isn't fully attached. It's just like hovering. So you'll see like if you ever watch those coin channels like I do, you'll learn a lot more about the coins than you realized. And it's just because that's how I pick up knowledge is by like watching people and see what they say. So I think my 1940 Jefferson stands a chance on here. I just have to or offer up. I just have to like post it and see if somebody wants to buy. Mhm. Hey, like that's a pretty interesting. That's like 13 of them though. I mean, silver set. No, not 13, sorry. Yeah, he's got four of them. He has one silver in that pile right there, one silver nickel. All right, so here's something I'm going to teach you about right here. So, all right, this is something I had to research myself to make clear, and then I found out like as a like somebody else talked about it. So let me go to Google for this. So this is how you're going to find out if a dime or a quarter is silver or not. So keep an eye on your quarters and your dimes and all that when you do this. So what year quarter is silver? All right. Okay. Quarters made before 1965 are mostly silver, and quarters from 1964 and earlier are 90% silver and 10% copper. Quarters minted after 1965 are made of copper and nickel. However, some special quarters minted after 1964 are made of silver, has usually as commemorative issue. So, all right, if you scroll down, so that's all you need to know is in the U.S., silver quarters were minted from 1796 to 1964. So so far I have found zero 1964 quarters, but I keep finding a lot of bicentennials, which the bicentennials came out. I'm not sure when. That's another history lesson I could teach you guys. So like dimes are the same way. Your dimes are silver. All right. Dimes minted in the US before 1965 are 90% silver, while dimes minted after 1964 are made of copper and silver. The silver dimes are easy to identify because of their whitish gray color and metallic luster. So again, as I said in the one short, you can definitely tell when you have silver compared to nickel and copper because it puts off a different shine. It's a lot whiter and lighter looking than most of your coins. Okay, so that's how you know you have a dime or something. You can literally so like I learned something about quarters by watching somebody, but like if you open up a roll of quarters, okay? and you leave them sit, you can look through those quarters and see which ones are actually, you know, what quarters are silver, if there's any silver in your pack, and you can actually see it from the side instead of seeing it from instead of instead of seeing it, how do I want to say it? Instead of like having to look through it, you can look at the side and see. There's another guy. Scavenger Bounty is another guy I've been watching lately too. He usually puts out some really cool content. He goes through rolls of quarters, and then what he does is he the rolls of quarters he'll end up looking through, and he'll end up like finding something really cool out of it. And because a lot of people secretly somehow pay attention to me and hear what I have to say, when I say something, I notice word gets around quite quick, and I don't know how that works with me because I'm like not like I'm not even at like I don't even have 1,000 viewers in here, so I'm like just confused as to how like things I say everybody ends up knowing about it, and it's because maybe because people are on the internet, watching me and stuff like that. I don't really care. The point is like you know nobody knew about this stuff till I started saying about this stuff, unless you actually knew about the coins. That's what I found funny about the whole ordeal about like finding out about all this, and then people mimicking what I say, or like catching on to what I say and looking at their quarters and be like, "Hey, I have silver now." So it's interesting to see that people have taken on to it, because it's like, what are people doing with it that have taken on to it is my other question. All right, so no, what year nickels are silver? So, but not between 1942 and 1945, those are the ones you're gonna find as silver, and it's 35% silver. It's not even. There's a small percentage of silver in there, which is really cool to know. Those are considered as wartime nickels because that's when I think World War II took place, if I'm correct. So that's why they were like that. So yeah, you just gotta, you just kind of look. You kind of gotta look, and you kind of gotta just pick up and learn from other people or what other people are telling you. And that's normally what I'm doing is like everything I've been saying. I feel like people have been acknowledging and paying attention to it, and just knowing that it like certain coins are a lot more than they once were. Like I have this weird feeling that like eventually what's gonna happen is with me finding out all this and people knowing I know all this, I have a feeling people are going to take advantage of that. And what they're going to do is they're going to make coin. They'll end up, and this, I know this is going to sound stupid, but I have this strong feeling that people are going to end up finding a way, or a government is going to find a way to make a quarter be worth more than a quarter at some point. Or like people out there might make it harder to get a hold of actual currency and coins and all that, because people now know that it's more valuable to in a way. So you just kind of gotta like it's that's I've just been learning, and I've been taking it all in, and I've like literally learned so much from just a little bit of time, and it's a learning process. There's still a whole heck of a lot I'm learning about it, you know and right now I know a decent amount. I need a couple more things to fully make this business boom. But I do look for, misprints and stuff like that. And I thought it had a misprint, but apparently it wasn't. So, you know, misprints they're pretty hard to find unless you really, really pay attention to what you're looking at. So, and again, you end up like needing a lot of people. See right there, he just posted something. I follow him. Um, you just you just kind of got to pay attention to what like you're looking at, or what you're looking for, or stuff like that. So, what was I gonna do? There was something I was gonna look at. Wow. All right, look at this. Nope, wrong one. All right, look at this. So if I just refresh everything, why does it say that there? All right, on my app, it says like it's at 6267 1.30. On here, it's saying something completely different. Did it shoot up recently or something? Oh, so right here is where it shot up. Yeah, right here. Anyway, on my phone it says something completely different. I don't know if you can see it there, but it says 2671.30. So, yeah, I'm looking at everything. There was something else I want to talk about and look at here with you guys. I just totally forgot. But yeah, I think I gave enough insight as to what I'm doing here, and I know there's a whole lot for me to learn. But now you guys understand what I'm doing here and how this is gonna work and what it is I'm looking for right now. So, and I'm, like I said, I'm posting stuff up on OfferUp and all that to, to try to make the business a little bit like try to at least, do something about all the external coins, and if I don't make any money off of them, I'm still gonna leave them sit and just keep them. I mean, nothing wrong with just keeping them and let them sit. So, all right, but how long have I been streaming? I might go for like another about like 15 minutes or so, because I want to like do full 120. So, um, 120 minutes. So 60. Yeah, 2 hours is what I've been doing. All right. See what's going on over here. After I get out, I'm gonna go there. All right. Oh, bye. There was something I had on my mind to talk about. I just completely forgot. Oh, so I can talk about the story about how I got a free pack out of I helped. So the guy who sold me the Pokemon card, I'm kind of friends with him right now. I need to get his contact info and ask him questions when I need to. And ask him if he has certain cards at the time, so I can probably buy him off him. But what I'm gonna do, so what I learned about him is if you like with anybody in any community, you can get you make good friends with them. You can end up like getting stuff out of people, you know. And if you make the right connections and you just like you learn more about it, you take interest, and you show them you're going to come back frequently, they'll end up befriending you because that's just the way people are. They're looking for they're looking for business, and they see you as a good person for their business. So the the guy who I got this card from, all right, oh, upside down. The guy who I got this card from, the reason he cut me a deal on this, okay? So I said I saw a Charizard I wanted, and I was like, hey, I want that Char. He said he would cut the deal down to $4 for me. This card originally is like 880 something right now, as you guys saw. So I helped him. He brought this card to me, and he said, I'll give you that for $4. I was like, that's awesome. That's great. So I'm still helping him. Me and my friend are still helping him. And then I was like, I said something about the image on the card being cool. And I pretty much was like, hey, that's cool. And I told him out loud. He's like, I can give you that for free. And then he found the this first stage of it. It wasn't its evolution, but it was like the first stage of it. He gave me that one for free. So I kept helping him. And what I was doing is I was sorting through his cards and putting his cards in order how he wanted them. So I was taking all the hollows, putting them in one slot, and all the regulars, putting them into that spot. And what happened after a while, after helping him with this for like an hour, he ended up being like, well, you guys have helped me. I'll give you a free booster pack. So I got something okay out of the booster pack. It wasn't that great, but that's why I don't like opening up booster packs. That's why I like looking and buying outright. Because unfortunately, you buy outright, you buy these bigger cards, you're getting more value out of it. Now, there is something I'm planning on doing when I go back, and that is like purchasing, you know, purchasing how do I want to say, purchasing the pack that the Charizard, the one Charizard I'm looking for came into, because the pack with the Charizard that I'm looking for came in. Um, that's the one I've been wanting to get. So, and he, I'm gonna try to buy that off him, but like it's that's what happens is I start to get to know people, and then eventually I see they cut me a good deal, so I end up helping them, and they give me another deal after that. Getting a free booster pack was the thing that set the standards up for that person because that's just genuinely how it works. Yeah, at the moment, this is my best card, and that's why I like keep talking about it. This is if you really really zoom in on this card, which we can't really see, but like the power on this thing is pretty phenomenal. So hold on, let me look it up and show you guys to detail what the card looks like and what it is, why the card is like, why I'm so fascinated by that card. It is my best card right now. It's my most expensive one. It's not much, but it's still pretty expensive, and that's why I like it. Plus, I've never had a Charizard card in my entire life. I have a Blastoise in there, and I have a Venusaur in my pack in there, and I have a Mew card too. And they're all this EX formation, but this is my favorite one because this is my most priciest one, and I never had a Charizard growing up. So for me, having this is one of the coolest things that ever has ever happened to me because I never had a Charizard card in my life. So, all right. So if we see, there's two different variants of it. This one's like Stage 2 EX, which is like a different, the next stage above. As you can see, my card is like the gold version of that card is 36. He's selling it off at 18. But what I want to do is I want to come in here and look at its power and show you guys why like it is a very powerful card. So, okay. So, just the just the energies, the amount of energies you put in to hit with that's pretty powerful right there. And the one I mainly want, the one I was aiming to get was this, but that one's very inexpensive, and I kind of want to work on getting that one, but the American version of it. That's the one I originally wanted, because that one, when I play the card game that I was playing a few months back on my phone, that thing right there, you put that thing onto the field, it wipes the whole entire field out because it doesn't. It just as soon as you get it ready to, as soon as you put both energies on it, okay, if it's sitting on your bench, you put both energies onto the card, and it'll activate the card, and it'll be like, do you want to put this up in the main spot? And there's like one card I know of that can take that card out, and I forget what it is. But there might be more than one, but like that card there is vicious as hell because it'll like just that power at the bottom is very, very powerful. And they pretty much do the same exact thing. Burning Darkness, I'm sure that one does Burning Darkness too. I'd have to look. But this is the one I've been trying to get my hands on because I like keep playing it, keep seeing it played in the game, and it's very, very good. But and then there's this one which is the same it's different color card. It's gold though. Runs a little bit more than what the actual like card itself does. So maybe one day I'll get to the point where I can pay for like a regular Charizard card and not care about it. Like, you know, so like Charizard Hollow, the original card is like, wow, it's not as expensive. Oh, so this must be the newer version of it because they went back and revamped them. This is the original right here. I would love that. No, that's not even the original. That's the promo. So if you go and you look at the original, which I don't know if even if it's right here, this card alone is like so expensive. Let me see something. So right there, that is way too much for a card. That is way too much for a card. And there's people that they're like, if Elon Musk got into Pokemon and bought that card, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on? The world's like upside down right now. But yeah, that card is literally the top card for the entire Pokemon collection. If you have that card, you're probably one of the richest people. You're probably really, really rich, or you've just been holding that card since it came out. And that card is like so expensive right now. And just to get that one, if I ended up with the luck to get that card, I'd probably try to sell it off. And I'd probably have I'd probably make a lot of money off of it. And then I would take the money and invest it into my like stuff. But would I want to sell it? I don't think I would want to sell it because it's so valuable that like I would have to go to somebody literally like Elon Musk to sell this card off. You know, looking at how many numbers are there, 6, that's insane. And that's not even that's that's just insane right there how much that is. And this is what it actually runs at, the price guide. One 190,000. So, and it's weird because these people that own these cards. Oh, sorry. Let me pull my screen down. I'm sorry. I've been looking at stuff without pulling the screen down. So that right there is that right there is the top of the line Pokemon card, and that's been in that case since it came out, graded and everything. And when you go to look at it on the price guide, like let's just say like that right there's the price. So let me go to let's just go to Google. So Charizard card value. See, this guy has it used and he's still taking care of it, but it's like running at 650. If I had this card, I don't even know if I would be on here right now. And the most insanely stupid thing, $23. There's no way that's $23. 23.99. There's no way. There's no way. That can't be that price. There's no way. That has to be a fake. Hold on. Let me go into my card collecting app and see what it says. Here, this is the one card my friend has. And I was like, "What? You have this?" So here, he has, I think it's, yeah, this is the one he has. I saw it on his collector app. This is like literally the one he has, and in the collector's app, it goes for like $1,000. I would like to have this, but there's no way I'm buying it off him. And the funny part about it is he has like three or four of them for some odd reason, which I have no clue how he would have gotten like three or four unless he bought them when they first came out. So yeah, the original Charizard, the first edition from the base set, is $5,190. And then the regular Charizard alone on the card collecting app is $411. Now, if you get the one that isn't rare, hollow rare, from the the newest version, the one I was like, that don't make sense. It's not promo, but it's the new edition of it. It's $48 right now. And then the promo version is $80. Yeah, the Charizard cards are always like the most expensive cards. And see, that Charizard EX card that I want, the black one, is like 219, which I could get that one at some point, no problem. But, you know, it's I've never had a Charizard card in my life, so that's why I'm like so happy about it. But yeah, there's more expensive ones there, but for me, it's not about value of cards, it's just about having one in general. And like, my inner child was like really excited for having it. But yeah, my buddy from work has this card right here, actually. If we go in and look at it, he doesn't talk about it. Come on. Okay, so we're gonna go over here and look. He doesn't talk about it, but yeah, he's one of those people that he has something, but he doesn't talk much about it. And I'm not gonna say who he is here because I don't need people like bothering him for it or anything like that. But this is actually a real card. So his is $1,000. But if you have this in your hands, okay, if you have this in a book, this is an Umbreon card. This is not. I like Umbreon, but this is not a card that like. This is a card that would have been an average card back then. And looking at it and seeing that it's $1,000, that just goes to show you how like this card right here, right now, could be like $8. It could shoot and skyrocket in price at some point, and you know the only way to know about it is me, literally like checking and seeing, checking and just keeping an eye on prices. And that's where the Pokemon market is right now. It's at a point now where like unless you actually are in and have been doing it for a while, you don't know what you're finding. Like you have to have people really explain it to you. And I go and collect a lot of the old ones because a lot of the old ones, like if you go and look at some of the older cards, they're worth a little bit more. Like the Ditto I have, it it's close to going up to like $5, I believe. Let's see. My Electrode is almost at 5. My Ditto is almost at 4. My War Turtle is like literally almost at is like little over 50 cents at being at 3. And it just goes to show you like and you know what's even weirder is like I have a Venusaur EX that's just 97 cents. That's how messed up the market is right now and is wild. And right now, the most expensive card that anybody wants to look for from the new stuff. Okay, so Pikachu. Okay, so this card right here, I think it was this one. Yeah, this card right here was very very expensive the other day, and now, man, All right, I'm gonna send him this because he's gonna go and look for it because this is what I do with him is I help him out by finding out that there are I help him out by showing him their steals on this. So when I send it off to him, he'll probably answer and be like, "What? No way!" Because he's been looking for this card. He made me chase. He and I took an hour the other day to chase this card down. So I'm only doing it this way because I know he still wants it, and now that I know I found it, I'm hoping he goes to this website, and I'm hoping he looks for it so he can shut up about it and just have it into the grass because this is the one he's been trying to get. So that's like the most expensive card right now for that like set. Yeah, and as you can see, it's just like it varies in price. Like this guy's at 500, that's at 304. He's gonna freak out tomorrow when he wakes up and sees that. Like, because even this was more affordable than the price he got offered. This guy right here, you can buy off of this guy. It's so weird that a card that's so expensive, like a simple Pikachu, is like that expensive right now. It's so weird. Yeah, he's gonna come on here and he's gonna see a whole bunch just on eBay and it'd be like, because this is the one he got the other day. This is the one he got. When I got my Charizard the same day, he got this one. So, all right. So I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna call it a night. As you guys can see, I'm actually doing shopping on the internet, but mentally shopping. I'm also getting ready to post all these coins here soon. In the next few days, you'll see everything up. Uh, but right now, I kind of opened up a shop online, so if you go and look on OfferUp, you can contact me, whatever. But yeah, that's where I am, and that's what I'm doing right now. So, I guess that's it. So if you guys enjoyed this, I'll be back next time. Take it easy and hold on, let me zoom in. All right. So with that said, take it easy and have a good night, and I'll be seeing you.